All right, it's 1:01, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Digital Marketing Webinar Series by Ms. Rani Ramos from Harmony3 Productions. Today, we'll talk about LinkedIn and from profile to pro-fabulous. My name is Jeannie Yang. I'm a business counselor at PACE. Thank you for joining us today. This webinar is brought to you in partnership with the City of LA Economic and Workforce Development Department, EWDD, and BusinessSource Pico-Union Westlake region, operated by PACE Business Development Center. This webinar will be recorded, and at the end of the webinar, you'll be asked to participate on our survey. So please make sure that you complete the survey, as it'll help us tremendously to plan our future webinars in a better ways. And before we learn something new, I'll briefly explain what PACE is. Pacific Asian Consortium in Employment is established in 1976. We are a 501c nonprofit organization. So from business to workforce development, utility bill assistance, housing, and also education, our 5 departments are equipped with necessary services to tackle poverty and economic inequity in diverse communities within the city of LA. PACE offers one-on-one business counseling, assets, credit building, business and financial plan development, webinars, and training to help you establish a brand new business or take your current business up to a notch. So we can also guide you to get into the procurement contract through our MBDA department, and all our services are free. So if you're interested in our services, please visit our website, pacelabdc.org, for more information. Okay, let's dive into the topic of the day. Ronnie, please take on.
Perfect. Thanks so much. I do want to ask you to take any shy hat off that you're wearing today. I want to keep this as interactive as we can. If you've got questions, go ahead and post in chat, and we'll give you the opportunity to actually talk together, because that way we can brainstorm and come up with some ideas if you have specific questions about your LinkedIn account. I think LinkedIn for us as business owners is a superpower. It is such a great way to build our professional networks. Now, on all of our LinkedIn profiles, we have our About Me page. And mine used to say, Ronnie is the founder of Harmony3 Productions. She leads a creative team dedicated to the highest quality visuals, blah, 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 blah. These days, it's about authenticity, and it's about speaking in first person if you're talking about yourself. So now my About Me section sounds like this. Hi there. I started Harmony3 Productions so I could go to play, not to work. Yes, it's really 3 of us. We're a tight team of creatives, and these days we're called content creators. I have a family of rescue pit bulls. I live in sandals, and I think salsa is a food group. Besides coffee, a lot of it. It's video, photography, and motion graphics that get me going every morning. Then I put my email address and, contact me on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with you all on LinkedIn. It is more that you get a sense of who that person is, not about them as some third party person. So I do encourage you to look at your About section and make them feel like they're getting to know you a little bit. LinkedIn is first and foremost about you. If you would like to connect with me on LinkedIn, I would love that. On LinkedIn, I'm Rani Ramos, and on most other social, it's Harmony3 Productions. Just a quick tip, and I'll reinforce this later. When you are asking to connect with somebody on LinkedIn, put a little note in there so that they know where you heard of each other, or how you met, or why you want to connect. I get a lot of connection requests every day, and a lot of them are just for sales. So I typically, if somebody doesn't put in a note on how we met, how we connected, why we want to connect, I don't respond. So you stand a much better chance of whoever that you want to connect with. Let them know. Did you meet them at a networking event? Did they write a book that you liked? Did you hear about them through a strategic partner? Let them know. Much better chance of getting your connection request accepted. If you want my best tips on a semi-regular basis, you can scan the QR code or type in the bit.ly link. And I like to send out emails, really just my rambling thoughts on apps I'm using, new tools, especially AI is so crazy and great these days, and random bits of encouragement. So, like I said, semi-regular basis, I'm not going to fill up your inbox, but I like to be able to share the new things that I'm trying before I actually get them into a webinar format. Okay, there's a couple of websites that I'd like you to check out. They're from LinkedIn, and they have a lot of great information for us as business owners how to use LinkedIn. So business.linkedin.com and business.linkedin.com/marketing solutions. So these are for business owners like us, as opposed to just wanting to use LinkedIn to get a job or find employees. Because LinkedIn these days is different. I love that. It's a great way to connect with strategic partners, people that we could do business with, people that we want to meet. It's a very business professional focused platform, and I really like that about it. I also want you to think about doing less, which could be very good news. And the way that you do that is you focus on one thing first and then repurpose and reuse that into multiple things. A lot of times I'll start with a blog post or a long post that you would post on LinkedIn. Maybe it's a white paper, maybe it's a infographic. And then you can cut that up into smaller chunks, make individual posts about it. You could turn that into a video script. So many ways to repurpose and reuse. And that's what I talk about, making it a little bit easier by starting with one thing and multiplying that out. So when I talk about calling this webinar From Profile to Pro-Fabulous, obviously I want your profile to look amazing. You've got your profile picture, you've got your banner, and you've got your headline. That's the first thing that people are going to see about you. Your picture is going to be a circle. I would like to suggest that you smile in that. This is your very first impression, people getting to know you. The size for your banner absolutely matters, because you don't want your picture, and it can be an illustration, it can be your logo, but it's nice on LinkedIn to, again, represent you as a person. You don't want to cut that into important information you have on your banner. So be aware of what it's going to look like when it is on LinkedIn. And then what you say is a short little introduction about you, right? You get very few characters, like 120, 150 characters. Mine says digital filmmaker, small business cheerleader, content creator, video, photography, motion graphics. Join me at my free social media workshops, link in contact info. Right away, it tells you this is what I do. This is, photography, motion, content creator, and that I have free workshops, just like I do with you today here. So let's talk about your photo for a minute. I think clear, sharp, professional. This is not a time for a selfie. I like a simple background and absolutely smile. Dress for your industry. If your industry is very professional, suit and tie, dress like that. If your industry is more in the trades, where maybe you have a work shirt, maybe you have a branded work shirt, wear that. Dress as if you're going to meet your very best client. Not a full body shot, right? Because then you're going to be too small. Maybe head and shoulders, maybe just pretty much your face and shoulders. From the waist up, at the most, but I think head and shoulders for this, again, it's going to be very tight in a circle, is going to look the best. When you're taking your photo, or when you're having your photo done, you want to have nice, even lighting. You want to isolate the person from the background. And that means the background can be blurry, right? If you have space between you and the background, that gives that sense of space in the photo, puts more attention on the person. Simple colors really do tend to work best. And when I say be camera ready, that means, again, as you would meet your very best client. Now, let's talk about your banner. I like to use Canva because they have so many templates. All of these are examples of templates in Canva. They are hundreds and hundreds of templates. You'll find one that can reflect your brand. So, excuse me, I would suggest you find one that you like for whatever reason and then customize it so it mirrors what you look like across all your social media, your website, your newsletters, your other social media, anything online. I want people to recognize as you. Okay, so as I said before, I don't want you to be shy. I want some volunteers. So let me see a hand raise, somebody that wants to see how we would make a banner for something to do with your industry in Canva, right? So raise a hand. All right. So Bill, first hand raised. So Bill, can you go ahead and unmute?
Hello.
Hi, Bill. What type of industry are you in?
Audiovisual, and we
Okay.
also have a television studio at our facility.
I'm sorry, what?
And we also have a television studio at our
Oh,
facility.
nice. All right. So I'm going to just show you in Canva how I would start with the banner and utilizing Canva for so many different things. But let's dive in here. So it says, what do you want to design today? So I'm going to put LinkedIn banner. And then you'll see a lot come up, LinkedIn banner templates. That's exactly what we want to look for. So all of these are banners that fit the proportion for LinkedIn. But remember, your profile image is going to be in a circle in the lower left side.
Right.
So you could pick anything that you like. Do you see anything? And like I said, we're going to totally customize it. So anything that strikes your interest so far.
Keep scrolling down. I'm just trying to find something media related.
And it doesn't have to be media. It just that you like it for whatever, and we're going to throw media in there. Absolutely. That's why we want to show you how easy it is to customize. Okay, I'm just going to pick one real quick here. All right, so we're going to say customize this template. And I picked this because it has nothing to do with media. So for media, what kind of image do you think would, in just a simple photo, kind of give people an idea of what you do?
A picture of one of our events or one of our shoots.
So then, and you hit the nail on the head, one of yours. So that would be your own custom image.
Yeah.
And I always recommend that. I always recommend
This is
that.
what I currently have.
Okay. So for just for this demonstration, we're going to come up with a stock image that we like, but you would upload into Canva your own image.
Right.
So Canva has some fabulous things right now. So I'm going to say that we want to create an image in Canva. So I'm going to click over here on the left where it says Dream Lab. I'm going to pick the long horizontal and give me, and we had a previous webinar, somebody did horse and dog grooming. So we asked Canva for pictures of a horse and a dog in a bathtub. It did okay. Okay, so what would be a fantasy image of something that you, again, you would upload your own, but what type of event would we be showing? So would I put image of, is it still filming or video filming?
Video.
So I'm going to put
award
video.
show. Think like MTV award show.
Okay, at an award show. Let's see what it comes up with. And again, you're going to use your own, but I just want to have an image that has something to do with what you do. So it's thinking. And you could do this for no matter what your business is. You can use stock elements, you can use your own elements, you can make elements. So of these four, is there one that you like?
The third one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to hit edit. Perfect. All right, so then I'm going to go back to the design that we were working in. And then I'm going to go to our uploads, because once we've created that AI image, it's in uploads. And then all you have to do is drag it into the template that you're working on, right? There we go. Now, maybe you want it a little bit lower end.
Right.
I don't think that looks too bad, but all you have to do
Just
is
so we're
click.
not chopping off the people's heads. There we go.
Perfect, perfect. Now you can see that this is really hard to see. In the original, there was like a gradation. So I can go over here to where it says position, and I can look at these layers, and I see that when I pulled the image in, it went above those layers. So I want it to go below those layers. I want it to kind of be exactly where that other image was. Now, that makes it easy to read the name, but I don't like the brown color on it. So if I click on that, I can go to
But
the
also
brown.
obscured too much of what's in the picture.
And you can still see it. What I think is the most important part in this is the information that you're going to put on there. So let's get these so it's more of a blue color. I do like that it gives you a place over here on the right to put your logo. And you could have the name of your company here, right? A little bit more information. Now, where it says reallyGreatSite.com, that may probably get obscured when your avatar or profile image goes in. And you won't know that till you upload it into LinkedIn. And then you can move it around a little bit. That's what I love about working with Canva. So then you could go in, and if you wanted these things to go up just a little bit, and you'll know when you start playing in there whether that's gonna work or not. Whether
I would move it up even more, because the image, your face image, will obscure that. So I would actually move everything up.
So the other thing that you could do is see how this text is right over her face. You could click on your image and you could flip it. Boom. Now you've got, it looks like they're filming nobody, but you have the option to play with the images as when you're putting them in Canva. So that just shows you how much you can move around and how much when we started, this had nothing to do with media. Now, all of a sudden, it definitely looks like it does.
Right.
Did you have any questions on how I'm creating this in Canva?
No.
Okay,
Right.
perfect.
No.
Thank you very much for playing along. Thank you. All right. All right, so let's go back to my banner template. So again, any of these, any of you can customize so that it really reflects your own brand. Now, let's talk about your headline for a minute. So I think this is where you start putting the pieces together. It's kind of like your personal tagline, like a business would have a tagline, only it's a little bit longer. It's really using keywords and phrases. You only get 120 characters. If you have a specialty that people are going to look for, put that in there. You think about a newspaper or a magazine headline for inspiration, because that headline is to get people to read the article. Your headline is really so that they get a sense of who you are, so they can look at the rest of your profile. Now, in terms of optimizing your page, let's come up with some ideas to get people to see your page. I like to use all your other social channels to drive engagement. Let them know that you have a LinkedIn page. Use email. Make sure that you're cross-promoting, letting people know that you're active on LinkedIn. Just as I said before, be consistent with your brand and style. If you're in a networking event or online or in person, absolutely. LinkedIn is such a great way to connect with people and be able to email them, to connect with them, ask questions. People are less intimidated to give you the connection on LinkedIn than a lot of times to give you their email address to get those newsletters. But again, maybe they find out that you've got great information that you're sharing on LinkedIn, and then you can make a post on LinkedIn. Want more information? Sign up for my newsletter. You're always first to hear. Whatever you want to say, it works really well in conjunction with your other social media and your email list. Fill out all the information on your personal page. And then if you want a business page, same thing. Fill out as much information as you can. Be a thought leader. That is why people would follow you and connect with you on LinkedIn, is that you have valuable information for them. Use quality images, relevant keywords. Don't be spammy, and make your content shareable to people that would find it valuable. You are going to know what your audience wants to hear about, what information you can give them that's helpful to them. That's what your post should be about. Now, LinkedIn has recommendations and connections. I love both of these. Just like I was saying before, both on recommendations and connections, always put in that personal note. Remind them of what job you worked on together with them for recommendations. And for connections, as I said before, let them know why you would like to connect with them. And don't forget, you can give recommendations too. Remember, LinkedIn is about genuine connections. So why do I think that recommendations are great? Well, it's like a review. It's like people clapping for you that are saying you did a great job. People viewing your profile can see what other people are saying about you. They can see the recommendations that other people have given you. And like I said, you can ask for a recommendation. Don't be shy, right? This is a good thing. So if you ask for a recommendation, you will get a drop-down menu, and it helps LinkedIn personalize your request before they're going to send it off. So say I wanted Jamie to recommend me. So it will have you select your relationship. Jamie reported to you. Jamie worked with you, but at different companies. You were a client of Jamie's. So pick the one that reflects your work relationship with Jamie the best. And then Jamie will get that and hopefully reply back with a recommendation. You get to review it first, and then you can put it on your page. So you're not going to get stuff that you haven't approved on your page. Because LinkedIn is so much about engagement and building those connections, you start. And what I mean by that is you go ahead and start following and liking and commenting on accounts that maybe you want them to do the same to you. Maybe they're influential in your field. Maybe they're people that you just admire. Because people do get notified when you follow them. Will they follow you back? Maybe. But engagement does work. So when you're commenting, when you're liking and interacting with a post, other people see that. If your interactions, your comments are valuable, people see that too. And they may, at that point, start looking at your profile too. Be very authentic with your engagement. People see through false, bravado, acting like you know everything and you don't. But if you can really add some insight or ask questions that are relevant questions, that's driving that conversation, that's driving that engagement. And the bonus, you get a lot of learning in your field too. Again, people see those comments and questions. That's how you can get more people who are already interested in that same thing that you are to maybe take a peek at your profile also. Gives more visibility for you. Now, you do need to know what your audience, and your audience is different than mine, it's different than everybody else in here, what they're looking for. Share things that offer value to them. You can tag companies and other people, but only do it if it's relevant to your specific post. Otherwise, it just looks like spam. It is a good idea to have a regular schedule for your posting. Can you commit to 5 days a week, 3 days a week, 1 day a week? Whatever that you can commit to, do. Stick to that. Algorithms like consistency, and that algorithm can absolutely help you out. Know that if LinkedIn is showing you content from people in your area of interest, it's doing the same for people you don't know, but who might be interested in your valuable content. It's showing your content based on what your connections are engaging with. So remember, follow and connect with people in your field. Now, posting weekly, great. If you can commit to that, I applaud you. But can you work up to making that 5 times a week? That might be even better. There are certain platforms that the more you post, seems like the more value you get, and that the algorithm really does like that. X is one of those, and LinkedIn is one of those, as opposed to say Facebook or Instagram, where you can comfortably post once a week. But if you can try to ramp up the amount of time you're putting, and these are authentic posts that I want you to be posting, not just generic posting just to get a post out. Both on X and on LinkedIn, this is where people are looking to you for that valuable content. So if you can't give valuable content, and it can be short little, either short videos or short little tidbits of information, if you can't commit to doing that 5 days a week, don't. Commit to doing it once a week or 3 times a week, because as I said, the algorithm definitely likes consistency. Video does get a lot of engagement these days. And remember that LinkedIn is different. It's a more focused professional environment. So video topics could be you talking about industry trends or showing a new product or a change to your company. Maybe you're celebrating good works in the community. Best practice on any of your videos, always make sure you're using closed captions. If you are mentioned on somebody else's page, look under your page activity tab, and you will also get a notice from LinkedIn. Obviously, check that out. I get tagged on if I'm doing a webinar. A lot of times the people who are sponsoring the webinar will tag me. And then, of course, I will reply back. I make a comment on that post. Again, it's driving that engagement. I love the idea of giving team members and community shout outs, especially your community. If you're in a business district, lift up those other business owners, because then if they share it on their social, then their audience sees your post. And I do post on LinkedIn. I put the same thing on Facebook and Instagram, because the people who follow you on LinkedIn might not follow you on Instagram, and vice versa. So again, back to my making it easier, do less, I do post the same thing. Now, if it's a post that's wildly different for one platform than the other, I will tweak it a bit. But most of my posts are easily shared across all different platforms, because my audience is the same audience on those same platforms. I do get a lot of questions asking about the difference for content for B2C and B2B. So B2C, business to consumer, if you're selling a thing to the general public. B2B would be more like consultants. You're selling your services to businesses, or B2G, you're trying to sell to get government contracts. They are slightly different, but that's what I'm saying. You need to know your audience and what is going to be valuable to them. Now, as I said before, alt text for images, closed captions for your videos. Anytime somebody is speaking in your video, use the closed captions and subtitles. It's a way to show text over a video. So my little pal Maya here is going to talk to you about that.
This is a public service announcement to remind you to use closed caption and alt text for all your images and videos. I'm blind. You might not know it, because I never act like I'm blind, but I would really appreciate people using alt text so I could understand what their videos are about and what their images are about. And if I couldn't hear, I'd want to be able to use closed caption. So anyway, like I said, I'm blind, but I'm a very good dog.
And she is a good dog. So, yes, I think everything that we post should absolutely be accessible. Now, how do you get noticed? My best tip is to be you. On LinkedIn, you are the brand. What I'm saying before, your genuine thoughts on a subject. You can combine a bit of personal with professional, but don't go over the top. Personal, remember, LinkedIn is a professional platform, but I do see often a smattering, sprinkling in, because then it lets people know who you are. It gives that, again, authenticity. So I do like to share some personal stuff, some more off, not work stuff, but most of my posts are definitely work oriented. And then we were talking about images, and I showed you that AI image. So let's talk about stock images for a minute. Sometimes stock images can look fake, right? Not genuine. So as I said when we first started, I like posting your own images best. But there is a place and time to use stock. Sometimes it is appropriate. Sharing those personal, real photos, as I said, sometimes. But a great example would be, what if you're at a business event? Sure, some photos from the event, totally appropriate. But be authentic in those photos. Don't go crazy on filters. And you can see the stock image where everybody's like, yay, that rings very stock to me. So I don't like personally that type of image. I would much rather see, like the other examples, real images, you being real in an environment. So what type of person do you want to do business with? Chances are that's the kind of people that people want to do business with also. That's the kind of person you could be, and people want to do business with people they like. So that's what I want you to share visually and in your writing, so people know who you really are. Don't be selling. It's about connecting. That's why it is so important to reach out and comment on in discussions. LinkedIn is great. It has so many groups you can become a part of. These are people maybe you have something in common with. Again, when you are asking to connect with someone, why do you want to connect with them? Not just to sell them your product or service, because they will unconnect. Join their groups, comment when it's relevant, because it is about real relationships and connections, just like it is in person. So once you kind of know who your audience is, your clients or your customers, how can you help them? Share ideas and tips, give freely, right? Share milestones in your business. Yeah. And sometimes, as I said, just a little bit of personal is great too. Okay, let me see another hand raise. Let me show you how we could give me a sense of what your industry is, and let me give you some ideas on how I search for ideas for posts using AI, using ChatGPT. So let me see another hand raise. Remember, I said I don't want you guys to be shy today. Okay, I'm not getting another hand raise. So I'm going to show you. All right, let me get into ChatGPT here.
Oh, we have a hand raised. Nathan.
Oh, I did not see that. Okay, Nathan.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thanks, Nathan. What type of business are you in?
Video production,
Okay, so the image we're looking at kind of similar.
very
But let's
much.
go to ChatGPT. So give me a little bit of information about your business. Is it business to business? Is it for consumers? What type of video production?
It's a combination. It's definitely biz to biz and biz to consumer.
Okay.
We focused on live event productions and sizzle reels and commercial branding content.
Okay, well, we're going to just narrow it down because when you're making the post, you don't want to put everything in there because
Yeah.
people will just zone out. So I'm going to say, and I'm using ChatGPT, so I'm going to say, give me 3 ideas for posts for a video production company. I'm going to put who does live events. I want to use LinkedIn for social, and give me description for the text. And I'm also going to ask it how best to promote this. So let's see what it says. Here's 3 LinkedIn post ideas for a video production company specializing in live events, along with descriptions and promotion strategies. Behind the scenes look, elevating live events with seamless production, post text, lights, camera, action, it's all in a day's work. When it comes to live events, no room for error. This is great. Contact us today. It gives you a call to action. That's great. Actually, even gives you some hashtags, and it gives you a promotion strategy. Use high quality behind the scene images or a short behind the scenes video showing your team in action. I think this is a great idea. Tag past clients or event organizers with permission. I love that it's reminding you of that to increase your reach. Post in relevant LinkedIn groups focused on event planning and production. This is amazing. And we got this in moments. We literally a minute. Asking or telling you to focus on LinkedIn groups focused on event planning and production. That's genius right there, right? You might not think about joining groups that do event planning, even though that is a ancillary or similar but different. You're actually servicing the same client, but you have a broader reach if you can connect with those people. So that is phenomenal. The second option, why live events need professional video production. This is great. You're letting them know the value of having a professional videographer. And what about showcasing a case study, a flawless live event experience from start to finish? So these are really good tips that we got in moments. This is exactly how I use ChatGPT to kind of get me over that staring at a blank piece of paper. But do I use what it gave me word for word and take it as like, this is what you need to do? No, I use it as that stepping point, and I put my own experience and expertise on it. So Nathan, did any of these strike you as something that you might want to think about doing?
Yeah, no, I love ChatGPT. I use it all the time, so this is great.
Perfect. Now, do you have your banner and your LinkedIn profile set up as a personal and a business, or how do you have yours set up?
I have both. I have a personal and business. But after seeing your tutorial, I think I need to revamp it and make it look a little sexier.
And that's, you know, a good term for it. I want it to stand out, and I want it to be more about you. And you could even use ChatGPT to say, you know, here's my, remember, and let it know I want 120 characters, 150 characters for my profile on LinkedIn. How can I make it sound more personal? How can I make it really give a sense of who I am in 150 characters? So again, just a great way to utilize ChatGPT.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for playing along. Okay. All right. Now, as I said before, I love shout outs to strategic partners and team members. And like I said, if you are in a business area, maybe shout outs to other business owners. Behind the scenes, even ChatGPT just gave us some ideas from behind the scenes. Maybe it's a few scenes from Day at the Office. A lot of big companies make a point of showcasing their company culture because you want to work with and at places that you're comfortable with, that you get a sense of aligned values. So showcasing who you are these days becomes very, very important. And as I said, share your team accomplishments because you want to let them shine. Now, conversations in LinkedIn are just like in real life, right? They're lively and they're interactive, but just make sure you know what you're talking about. And remember, you're talking to your peers here. So be respectful and offer real value. Time spent in those groups and conversations is a great way to get your profile noticed. Now, as I said before, less really is more. Do your posts just run on and on? Think about cutting them down into smaller chunks. And yay, that makes more content. You cut it up into multiple pieces of content. A faster read is more likely that people will actually get that content and hopefully engage with it. Now, as I said before, using the idea of video production for live events and then joining groups for event planners, that's an adjacent industry. So all of us can think about adjacent industries to what we do to connect with. And LinkedIn is a great place to make those connections. So if you were a business coach, you could think about making posts for leadership for startups, remote work, crisis management, AI. All of these are not maybe directly related to you talking to one client, but they're things that kind of go and resonate with all sorts of different businesses. So think about businesses that are adjacent to yours that you can still speak to and maybe even be servicing the same client. So I asked ChatGPT for 6 examples of topics that a business coach could write about to adjacent industries. So that list that I showed you, so the role of leadership development in startups, many adjacent industries such as tech startups, finance needs strong leaders. So again, maybe there's a tech startup group you could join. Maybe it comes up that you could talk about this type of content. That's reaching an adjacent vertical that might not be right in your traditional vertical, but what a great way to expand your reach. The key really is to provide value while subtly highlighting your expertise, right? As a business coach or video production, whatever it is that you do. Tailor your content to the needs and challenges of the industries that you're targeting for maximum engagement. And as I said, my favorite tool is ChatGPT. So we're going to dive back in. We've got, 15 minutes, 12 minutes left. So again, let me have a hand raise. Let me see somebody that wants either some brainstorming with ChatGPT or go into Canva and show you how you can make your post or your banner or your profile image really look professional. Okay. All right, do we have another hand raise? Come on, guys, this is not the time to be shy. What a great opportunity to kind of brainstorm and come up with some fresh ideas for either your content so Nathan, did you raise your hand again?
I'll jump in here. Why not? Let's do this.
Why not? Okay, what would you like help with?
That's a good point. I mean, I just launched my website. I don't know, maybe that could be helpful or
So it's a little off topic, but let me show you quickly because we're really
Okay.
talking about LinkedIn, but your website's so important. All of us, our website should be the hub of our online experience, right? So I'm going to continue this conversation we're having. Okay. I'm going to put thanks because I'm always polite to it. Okay. So now for the videographer, give me 3 items that would be important to include on their website. and then you can expand on this. But I just thought, what would be the top 3 things to include on your website, right? For videographer's website, essential to include elements that showcase their expertise, build trust, and encourage potential sales. So this could go for all of us. Here's 3 key items to include. Portfolio showcase, obviously, right? Servicing and pricing overview, and contact and booking information. So this is pretty, top level. You absolutely should have this stuff. But you could do a deep dive into each one of these. You could say, okay, for servicing and pricing overview, how best would I structure that? Do I really want to put prices on the website, or should I have a contact form there? These are great questions, and you can use ChatGPT to get you thinking. And again, I don't take it word for word. I put my own experience and expertise on it. So let's say, let me ask it another question about LinkedIn. So what would be best to include in the About section for LinkedIn?
While you're typing that, could
Yes.
you also maybe like include your actual website so that it has something to reference from, or would you suggest that sometimes?
Yes, absolutely. Some websites it can read and some it can't. And I don't know what that difference is, right? So I'm going to say, can you use a website to pull information from? Okay. Please provide the website link you'd like me to reference. I can craft an optimized about section. So I'm just going to put mine in there. Okay, based on information from Harmony3 production website, so it did get mine. At Harmony3 Productions, we specialize in crafting high quality commercial videos. The About section, but I'm going to remind it. See, that's why you gotta put your own stuff on top of it. The About section should be 150 characters. Whoop. And this is for your personal About section. Your business one could be different, but we're just utilizing this as an example. Here's a 150 character LinkedIn About section for Harmony3 Productions. Creating high quality videos that showcase your brand with creativity and professionalism. Let's bring your vision to life. Wow, that's pretty good. And it pulled that right from my site. Now, like I said, there have been some sites that it can't pull in from. So what I've done there is just copy and paste information that you want, from your site that you think would be helpful when it's when you're writing your prompt. Because the more information you can give it, the better the response will be. Absolutely. Now, caveat: if you have anything that's proprietary and you don't want out there, don't put it in ChatGPT. Right? The last thing you want is that thing learning on stuff that you don't want out there. So, are there ways that you can opt out of that? Yes. Do I trust it? No. So I'm always very careful. Like I said, my website's already out there, so I don't care. But just be, judicious in what information you are giving it. Any other question there, Nathan?
No, this is helpful. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So we're doing posts for LinkedIn, right? But let's back up and do one for Pace really quickly. Okay, so now ChatGPT can remember past conversations. So I'm going to go, thanks. Now from past conversations about Pace, please. Is Pace doing anything specific to help people from the fires?
Yes, we are helping them with SBA loans.
Perfect.
And
That's
yes.
That's perfect. Please
Okay.
give me a LinkedIn post to highlight is helping the community with, is SBA, right?
Mm-hmm. SBA.
for people by the recent fires. Okay. Here's a LinkedIn post highlighting how PACE is helping the community with SBA loan information for those impacted by the recent fires. Recover, rebuild, and rise with PACE. In the wake of the recent fires, PACE is here to support small businesses and individuals with crucial resources to rebuild and recover. Our team is providing expert guidance on SBA disaster loans, helping those affected secure the financial assistance they need to get back on their feet. We understand the challenges of navigating loan applications during difficult times, and we're committed to making the process as smooth as possible. How PACE can help. Assistance with SBA disaster loan application, financial planning and recovery strategies, personalized support to meet your unique needs. If you or someone you know has been impacted by the recent fires, reach out to us today. We're in this together. Contact us to get started. Does that seem pretty appropriate?
Perfect. Yes.
It's amazing.
A little more details inputted. I mean, it's going to be 100%.
Exactly. You would put your own specific details. Maybe you have a webinar coming up, or maybe there's like, you know, a special phone number. So that's what I'm saying. You put your own experience and expertise on top. But this would be a great idea for a post on LinkedIn. And yes, also put it on, you know, Instagram, also put it on Facebook, turn it into a video, put it on YouTube Shorts. Absolutely. So that's how I utilize ChatGPT, and then I would use Canva to help make the graphic for it. But this basically gives you the description. Again, you're going to finesse it just a little bit, but that is how I use it for myself and for my clients. Okay, anybody else have any questions? I would love it if you'd raise your hand, or you can post your question in chat, but this is the time that we can really bounce some ideas off and in real time.
Well, totally take advantage of this chance. This is your chance.
It is, and it's a great chance, and it's, you know, very, very user friendly here. Okay, so while we're waiting, and let me know if we, if I get any hand raises. I'm going to put one in here. Okay, I'll put thanks. Cindy, I see a hand raise. Cindy, go ahead and unmute. Cindy?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
trying.
What would you like help with?
Okay. I would love help with, I'm not really using ChatGPT. I've been using Claude.
Oh,
Do you
and
have any
any of the
experience with
large
that?
language models, they all work about the same. I only use ChatGPT, but it's very similar. You type in your prompt and you get your information out.
So could you explain how to go from whatever AI to Canva? And
Sure.
what are the ways to get good designs?
Okay,
Because
so let me just show you how I would do it in ChatGPT. So
okay,
we
wonderful.
have we asked it for a specific post about PACE helping to rebuild, and it gave me the description, right? So I'm gonna put give me 3 ideas, because I always like to have some to choose from for images to go with this post. Here's 3 image ideas. Compassionate support visual. I like this a lot. Photo of a friendly PACE representative sitting with a small business owner, reviewing documents, providing guidance, and reassuring headline. We're here to help you rebuild. I like that one very much. Community resilience graphic. Powerful visual of a local business affected by the fires with an uplifting overlay text, stronger together, financial support for fire recovery. Like that too. Informational SBA loan call out, a clean, easy to read infographic outlining key details of SBA disaster loans. So it's giving me 3 ideas that maybe I wouldn't have thought about for that visual. Now, say that I wanted the first one. Okay, so I'm going to put okay for the first one, compassionate. Can't spell these days. I'm glad that ChatGPT can read my misspelling. Boop. I'm asking it to generate that image for me, and then I'll show you how I would do it in Canva. Now, there may be stock images that would work for that, but why not see what it comes up with? Remember, we're asking for a compassionate, support visual, right? So, it's a little too, AI looking, right? We're here to help you rebuild. So I like the idea. I don't like the image. So I would take this photo of a friendly PACE representative sitting with small business owner. So I'm just going to copy that, and then I'm going to take it into Canva. Remember, I said they have Dreamlab, which can generate images. So I'm going to use that same prompt, and I'm just putting not PACE because it's not going to know what that is, but I'm put business representative sitting with a small business owner, and I'm going to hit create. Let's see which one we like better. Okay, I do like these better, but that's such a generic prompt. We can probably find a better one in their stock images. So I would just go to elements, and I'm going to look for photos. And there's so many that you could choose from, so I could just pull this in. And this might not be the perfect one, but you can certainly see that we gave you 3 examples right there of, a business person talking to another person. You could put the text over this that related to, where's our first one? We're here to help you rebuild. So if we took this text right here from ChatGPT, into our we're here to help you rebuild. So I'll get rid of that. So right there is a nice headline. How easy is that? Of course, I would put the PACE logo in there, and you've got a nice image, right? So that is exactly how I would do it. I start with the concept in ChatGPT, and then of course you're going to need visuals. I create those in Canva. Okay, so Cindy, did you have any other questions on how I do that? And you could do the same thing with, you said you're using Claude.
So I have found that unfortunately Canva, when you use their creation of human faces, as you said, it looks too AI. Is there another way besides Canva?
There's
and looking through stock?
many images. So this stock looks the best because it's really a photo. I've been really surprised sometimes with how good they do look. I use ChatGPT to generate. I use Canva to generate. I use Adobe Firefly to generate. Let's look real quick here. We just have a minute. Let's see if we can get it to make one really quickly for us. So this is the same prompt.
How much is that to use?
You'd have to check. I don't know, but all of these are paid. Okay, business. Oop, come on here. And they work the same way. They give you several that you can look with. So these, to me, these look pretty good, but each of them is going to be different, and they're going to each be different every time that you use it. But I would just use the one that you're more comfortable using. All right, we are out of time, but thank you so much today. I'm sure that It's a lot to take in, but it's amazing. It's remarkable what we can all do these days.
It is just one step by step. We're one step closer to, greater
Yep.
success.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for a great webinar, Ronnie, as always.
You are very welcome. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Peace offers informative webinars on a daily basis, so please make sure to visit our website and register for another great webinar. All right, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining, and hope to